Pixel.tv.
Nicolas var et smut over til E3, og derover der fik han en snak med Patrick Bach, som står bag et spil, som jeg glæder mig rigtig meget til. Det er nemlig Battlefield 4, og de fik en lille snak om Battlefield 4, men også om Battlefield-franchiset som helhed. Og det interview, det kan du se lige her.
Patrick,
Yes.
you've been with this franchise for ages, and we've had many talks during the past couple of years. How hard is it maintaining this level of action for the gamers?
It's actually quite hard. The good thing is, of course, that we're building the game for us. You know, we have a lot of Battlefield fans at DICE building the game we want to play. So that part is easy. Then you have the fans out there that have their demands and their wishes for the franchise. So we listen a lot to the community, trying to pinpoint the right feedback, and then also bring some innovation from the DICE team and trying to build the ultimate Battlefield.
You brought back Commander mode.
Yes.
And you're doing a big deal down at the stage where you can try it out. Could you talk a bit about that and why you brought it back?
Yes, so Commander mode previously in Battlefield 2 was loved and hated. It had some design flaws, it had some really good ideas. It worked for some people and some people just hated it. We're trying to rehash the whole design and make sure that we turn it into a game mode, first of all. You have to apply to be a commander and you spend the game playing as a commander. You can't just go in, it's not drop in and drop out commander. It's also a game about two commanders clashing, so it's a game of chess, where the players on the ground are the chess pieces and you need to control them and make sure that they give you control over the battlefield, because the control points will actually give you access to assets. So for instance, the gunship is one, you get tomahawks, you get different perks from controlling the battlefield. So the better you are as a commander, the more stuff you get to play with. And you can also then, of course, support your team to win the match. So we have a separate persistence tree for the commander. We have a separate career, if you want to call it that, for the commander. So it's a completely new game.
It seems as if the level of action is just increasing in the games and also in the single player parts.
Yes.
Is that hard to balance? Because some people think that you and Call of Duty has this big beef, but eventually you kind of two different games. Yes. But is it hard to still differentiate from each other if you want more action in Battlefield, for example?
I think Battlefield has always been about action. It's been an action-packed game from the very, very start. It's just that now we get more power, the Frostbite 3 engine, we have better designers, we want to create cooler, better drama and create better moments both in multiplayer and single player. And of course with more vehicles, more players, more effects, more everything, it feels like a more intense experience. And of course with the Levolution concept that we're adding right now, with where things, small things that you can alter on the map, like car alarms, birds flying off in bushes, stuff that where you can reveal the enemy. You can shoot fire extinguishers and they explode. You can shoot out lights to cloak things in darkness. And then, of course, all the way up to taking down a full skyscraper. So it's a very dynamic experience. And that on top of the great shooting experience and the flying and the driving experience, and now, of course, focus on the sea battle experience, creates this magnificent piece of action.
Yeah, because the sea battle seems to be a pretty big part.
Yes.
And can be. What has been the focus around that, and how do you make sea battles exciting?
That's actually something that we looked at quite hard, because we have had sea battles previously in Battlefield, but most people thought it was like meh, it's kind of boring. If you get into the water, you can't get up, you feel like a sitting duck. So we tried to fix both the boat experience, so to speak, where you can actually ride waves in multiplayer. So you have big waves going on in multiplayer, and those of course get networked, so everyone is riding the same waves, which is very, very cool, and they look amazing. And of course then tweaking the buoyancy of the boat so they feel right, and it's fun to drive them. And also then bigger boats, and then everything from big boats to small jet skis should be fun to drive. So you have a completely new playground. And then if you for some reason jump ship or get into the water, we fix that experience as well by adding sprint, swim. You can duck underwater, so you actually hide, and then you can of course use your sidearm, so you can defend yourself while in water.
Our camera guy almost cried when you couldn't tell him about submarines and if it was going to happen or not happen. Is it possible to be Somali pirates with AKs in a little shitty boat?
Well, I can't really answer that question. That's a very specific question, I'd say.
Yes, I love pirates, I don't know.
You love pirates,
even the Somali ones,
okay.
even though they don't do good. No.
Hvis du ligesom mig glæder dig rigtig, rigtig meget til Battlefield 4, så kan du altså se frem til den 31. oktober, hvor det udkommer på PC, Xbox 360 og PlayStation 3. Og senere på året, så kommer det selvfølgelig også til PlayStation 4 og Xbox One. Så der er masser at glæde sig til. Vi ses.